what this video is basically about is a couple of mindset shifts that I have started implementing, adopting, that has completely revolutionized my life. I kid you not. The first one is everything works out for me even if it doesn't happen the way that I want it to happen. During the lonely period of my life where I had no friends, my family was very much dysfunctional, my life was dysfunctional. I didn't really have a support system for almost 3 years, I would say. And now looking back at it, because I'm 25 years old, I just turned 25. Now when I see everything, I see it in perspective. I see it like this was not a life sentence. This was literally a phase for you to grow and evolve. As hard as it was, when you're in it, you don't really like, it's so hard when you're in a situation that is not favored for you, or just any situation that you don't like. It's so easy to say like 10 things you hate about it, but trust me, a year down the line, when you reflect back on that situation, you start to realize like, wow, like if this didn't happen, I wouldn't be where I am. Like, this had to happen this way for me to attain that. Even if it was like I had to retreat for a while, or I had to take a different path, at the end of the day, it's still interconnected and all paths lead to the same destination. Do you know what I mean? With me, yeah, as much as like I hated the level of dysfunctional fuckery that I was going through. Imagine if I never went through having a dysfunctional family, not even any quality friends that I can actually say like are my day ones with chest, you know. I can't really claim anyone. You know what I mean? You know how when people say like, oh, that's my day one, I don't have my day one. My day one is literally me and my inner child and my mom. Yeah, as sour as it was in the moment, because trust me, it was not giving. Now I can understand, like, all right, I gained so much knowledge, so much wisdom, to the point where like if someone comes to me for advice, it's like I have advice for days. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes when you go through experiences like that, it almost changes your perception and the way you are like problem solving situations. You know, like for example, someone can experience the same thing, but based on their ability to tolerate pain, or if they can even alchemize that pain into something that is going to serve them, they are going to get lost in the sauce. You know what I mean? Like things like that, when you've just grown up in such a dysfunctional household, dysfunctional home, everything, it teaches you how to be patient, not just with others but with yourself. And it makes you realize like, all right, cool, as much as like the people around me were very dysfunctional, I take my power back. I am not a victim. I forgive myself for the things that I tolerated and I accepted, but it ends today. Like, I take my power back. I am my own author. No one writes my life except for me, period. And it's so beautiful how sometimes my own POV, or shall I say perspective, can literally alter someone's perception through their own situation, or if they're going through something similar to you. You know, I feel like the wisdom that I have definitely accumulated in the last three years or so is kind of mad. I feel like it made me so mature. Like, I was 23 experiencing the most, but it's like I felt like I was 23, but when it comes to the shit that I was going through, it was giving like 45. Like, what's going on? Why am I this young and I'm experiencing so much dysfunctional fuckery? Like, I did not get it, but now I understand. It's like, wow, use that, channel that, alchemize it, turn it into something where someone else can learn through your wisdom. This is my own philosophy, yeah, and I feel like it stands true. Yeah, this is my own philosophy. My philosophy is, if you are a person who was raised in a dysfunctional household, trust and believe God loves you so much. And I'll tell you why. Because like, there's a saying, obviously God wouldn't give you things that he knows you won't be able to handle. But this was like my thought line of thinking. What can I do to alchemize the fuckery that I'm going through? Because I can either tell story times, I can speak about it, I can, you know what I mean? Because I was like, you know what, if I can shed light and if someone can relate, even if it's one person, like, I've done my job. That's what I want. This is why it's so important to know how to alchemize the fuckery that you're going through, because 9 times out of 10 it could be through art, it could be through martial art, it could be through like cooking. I know some people find cooking like almost like therapy. It could be anything, like dead ass. It could be writing a book. Like, you would be so surprised on how much other people, other humans can actually relate to your life. And if you look at the bigger picture, all of us have similar lives at the end of the day. It's just like, this is how I see it. All of us are different fonts, but we still come from the same source. Like, yeah. And nothing in this life is promised. You can say ABC, I'm gonna do ABC, but tomorrow God can give you XYZ. Do you know what I mean? So that's why it's so important to like be like, all right, cool, this is my plan, but if I have to pivot, if I have to do couple stops, I'm not mad, because at the end of the day, it's still gonna lead me to my destination. It's just the process and me getting there can be very unique. Is it bad? Is it good? It's your perception at the end of the day. So yeah, never really lose in life. You either get it or you learn something. The second point is, you can plan for the bigger picture, you can plan for tomorrow, but tomorrow will plan you. And let me explain what I mean by this. Keep in mind, lack of control is not failure, it's redirection. There has been so many moments in my life where crazy, when I mean crazy, like crazy things happened, and I just had faith in knowing I will still be okay, and I was still okay. And I had faith in things working out for me, and they worked out just fine for me, even though in the moment it's so hard for you to see any faith, and your faith is like, is depleted, because in the moment you can't think like, all right, cool, I would have thought different. You just react based on what's going on. So with me, I've always wanted to do content, but my issue is I can't record at home because like I just don't feel comfortable to like talk and me being heard. I would rather be in my own space, I'd rather be in my own space, in my own autonomy. And then I was like, all right, cool, where can I record? Other places, it's like, you know what I mean? I had no other place to record. And then I was like to God one time, to myself, as I was going to sleep. I was like to God, if you want me to continue with YouTube, continue with content, show me a dream, show me a message, give me a sign, give me something. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like running out of everything that I can do. Like, I'm very much limited in resources. So then I slept, and then I woke up, and then I had a dream, a hotel, and I think my dad was with me, and I was carrying some baggages or whatever, and I was telling my dad in my dream, follow me, I know the way to go to our hotel room or whatever. He was like, I don't think you do. He was basically doubting me in my dream. And then I was like, trust me, I know, just follow me. Even though he was doubting me, he was still following me, and I was ahead, like just a bit. And I walked to this hotel, and for some reason I stopped at level 10, and I got off there, and I basically found the hotel, and I found the place, like I found the room, you know. So upon waking up and dissecting the meaning of the dream, I was like to myself, all right, cool, like even though I don't know if I got my answer, it gave me something, do you know what I mean? And then and then the craziest thing happened. And then I think the following day I also had another dream, and it told me to go to this place. I saw myself going to this place. So the next day after waking up, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna actually go to this place and see if it actually gives. I didn't have anything to do, so I went to this place. I caught the bus, not that far, not that deep. I went. When I get there, guys, I kid you not, this place was closed. This place was closed. So I basically went for no reason. I called the customer service people or whatever. They told me it was closed up until January, whatever. And then I was like, all right, cool, what can I do? And then I walked past this place that I used to go to like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, but I stopped going. And like, there's no reason why I didn't go, I just stopped going there. Yeah, anyways, so then randomly I was like to myself, like, yo, go there, retreat, like, because I was so tired. So I just wanted to go there, drink my little 1-2 water, just rest up, and then just go home. And then when I went on the elevator, it had level 1 up until 11. Crazy. And then something told me, like, yo, suss out the buildings. He was really good I went to level 2, 4, 6, whatever. Every single other level was like different practices or mini clinics that were like within the levels. When I went to level 10, with the second to last level, because level 11 is like you can't go. When I went to 10, I kid you not, I'm shook. I'm recording in level 10 right now. I could show you right now in front of me. There's tables, turned, chairs left and right. Like, it's a madness. But anyways, I was like, you know what? Let me walk near the window, because for me, I just need good lighting, calm background, and I'm good. So then I went there and I was like, yo, this place is prime. I need to come back here. No cap. So I'm back here. This is why it's so important to like have faith, because trust me, I was about to wrap up this whole career with YouTube, with content creation, because like so many things was preventing me from recording. But now I have a spot. This place is abandoned. They're trying to fix it up, retouching that, but there's no one. I'm the only person. I can record. I feel calm. I don't feel like I'm being watched. Like, what? Some things you just need to leave to God / the universe, whatever you believe in, because they will always have a bigger plan for you. You just don't see it. Have faith, guys. Faith gives you everything. They ain't lying. If they're lying, I'm flying, but I'm not flying. I don't know why I'm rapping. Like, calm down. Also, Carl Jung said the following statements, and I'm gonna just read it from here. I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. And that is literally the summary, the cherry on top of everything that I've just said, because don't let your circumstance determine who you are. Determine who you are, so your circumstance can never tell you otherwise. Like, alright, cool, I live in this house and it's not giving. Guess what? I'm gonna find my own home. What are you talking about? Like, you know what I mean? Don't let anything in this life stop you. Never that. Alright, cool, you can be thinking about tomorrow, the past, but those things are not tangible. Can you touch tomorrow? Can you touch the past? No. You have to live in the moment, because people forget to realize it's the moment that creates the future. The past does not exist. You can't hold it. If I ask you, give me the past, give me the future, can you actually hand it to me? It's not tangible. It's what you have right now. It might be your body, your spirit could be here, but your mind could be otherwise, could be elsewhere. Don't be one of those people. Remind yourself, even if you have to have subtle things that anchor that reminder, do it. For me, it's my lock screen. You can literally have a poster, write it somewhere, put it in your room, because trust me, living in the now will change the way you go about life, and therefore make living such a wholesome experience rather than a survival mode experience. This is the last mindset shift that I had, which is emotional discomfort is normal. We need to start normalizing emotional discomfort, because that should be like a ringing alarm, like an indication, like, yo, I need to do more of that, because that is making me feel a type of way. You know, when there is resistance, there needs to be some persistence to it. And also, you're not meant to be happy all the time. Imagine if God created us and we were happy all the time, and that was the only emotion we could feel. How boring and pathetic would evolution be in terms of human evolution? We would not evolve. We would not progress. We would not do anything. We would be the same, just copy paste. And it's like, why would God create all of that? For example, with me, sometimes I have this like weird imposter syndrome where like I feel like I'm doing too much and I need to like cool off. Or sometimes I just feel like I want to disappear from the world and I don't want to be seen. And then I'm like, bro, like, you have a message, you have a bigger mission that is bigger than you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, tap into your inner phoenix, and in you tapping in yours, you let other people through your message tap into theirs. How beautiful is that? Like, every single human was never ready. I feel like this whole concept of like, I need to be ready, I need to feel this emotion to start this project, so on and so forth. I feel like that is the biggest lie, the biggest myth of all time, because trust me, you will never be ready. So you might as well just do it when you're not ready. I'm just saying, don't shoot the messenger, swallow the message. Do you think everyone knows what they want to do? Some people get redirected so many times, like 10 steps back. like you don't make it, then what's plan B? You have like 25 other letters, 24 other letters. Those are your plans. That is why it's so important to understand, just because you have a setback, just because you have a redirection, that is not the end for you. It's the beginning. Being 10 years old, I was born and raised in Saudi, and I've just arrived in Australia, being a Western country, you know. My parents left that country for educational purposes. So I was constantly faced as a 10-year-old. Like, I just turned 10, I think, on the plane or something, because it was like November, December times when we left. Imagine the discomfort a 10-year-old had to experience at such a young age, whilst other people who were 10 didn't have to endure or experience whatever I was experiencing. I just had to find a way to embrace it, because that transition period was very much like, it came in strong. And you know, Saudi, Australia, that is very two polarizing cultures, countries. Do you know what I mean? Like, they stand on opposite ends, because everything about me was different. The way I think, my ideology about life, everything was completely different to my peers. The culture shock that I experienced, that my family experienced. Sometimes after 10, everyone would come to you for advice, just to chat, just to rant, and you become that therapist as a friend. It's so mad, because when it's my turn, no, I'm the strong one, I don't need anyone. It's like, who do I go for? I have no one to go for, because everyone thinks I'm strong, everyone thinks I got it together. I personally believe the transition that I experienced was very much extreme for a 10-year-old to like experience that, because being 10, you're not young enough, but you're not old enough, but you still remember things. And that younger version of me normalized sadness, confusion. I had like identity issues and crisis. I swear to God, I was so confused about a lot of things, because like, I didn't have family here. Like, we were the first one to literally move. So it was a lot to digest, let me say the least. But now if I think about it, if my dad never made that sacrifice, that discomfort, leaving his comfortable, well-paying job, by the way, to come here and literally start from zero, it's kind of mad. But guess what, at the end of the day, even though for the first like 2 years it was like struggle.com.au, now we're calm, now we're straight, we have it like that. But it's always the initial first couple of years, those couple of moments where you have to buck your toe a couple of times, but you'll still be fine. I hope I gave you some interesting insights, some light bulb moments, because sometimes you do need that reminder, and it's as little as changing your mindset, your perception on things, that makes living a little bit more enjoyable.